Well, it's time. It's time to get geared up and ready for bird season. We're in Ohio still, but it's a crisp, cool morning in September, early September here, and we're getting excited to start chasing some birds again this year. It's more ultimate upland adventures, but we're gonna change up our track and train option. A couple of years ago, my wife got me the Garmin Instinct watch for my birthday, and I have used that over the summer to do some tracking on my own physical fitness. A couple of guys got together and did a fitness challenge called the Buck Up Challenge. If you check us out at YouTube, Ultimate Upland, you can see some of those videos there. So it allowed me to track all my fitness stats when we were doing that challenge. How many miles I walked, how many calories I burned, altitude gain. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw another option onto this Garmin Instinct watch and jump over to the Garmin track and train system. The Garmin Alpha 200i and the Garmin TT15 Mini dog collar. I'm going to pair these up and get them synced up with my watch and all the other Garmin features that you can get on your smartphone. I have an Apple, and putting the Garmin Explorer app will link all of these components together. The Alpha 200i, the TT Mini 15 dog collar, my Instinct watch, and I'll be able to use those all in sync to do my tracking and training and communicating with my fellow hunters when we're out in the field. So previously I have used the Garmin InReach Mini to do messaging and keep track of where I'm at when I'm out in the mountains or out in the field far away from our vehicles, to keep track of myself and communicate with my fellow hunters if we don't have a cell signal. But with the Alpha 200i, I standing for InReach, I'm going to have to go ahead and put this up and let it take a break, because the Garmin Alpha 200i has InReach capability, so I can do all my messaging and tracking from this handheld. So I'm excited about that. Excited to see how all those different components work together and give them a try this season. We're going to go through unboxing these this morning, show you what's inside, and maybe turn them on and try to sync them together. And then over the next few weeks, we're going to start getting back on the training horse. I'm going to take my dog Libby out. We'll start doing some running and some hiking and see how these function with each other, make sure we test them out and understand what we're working with before we get in the field. So let's go ahead and open up both of these boxes and see what's inside. So the Alpha 200i, it's not a new product, but it's newer. The new Alpha 10, I believe is what it's called, just came out yesterday. Brian from Ultimate Upland is in the mountains right now giving that a trial run, the first trial run of the season. So he's the first one out there using this product, that new product, the Alpha 10. And excited to hear what he thinks about that. And once we get this going, we'll start testing the InReach capabilities, chatting back and forth with him in the field. So when we get that set up and get that rolling, we'll start doing some more review videos and show you how those functionalities work and let you know how we feel about those and see if they're doing what we need them to. So let's open this box up. It's got a lot of the information about the features of the product on the back of the box. Read through all these, but it's got an up to 9-mile range, up to 20 hours of battery life for this InReach Alpha 200 InReach controller, up to 15 hours with InReach active. So whenever you've got your InReach functions active on the controller, it reduces your battery life, but I'm sure there's a lot of different settings you can adjust on that to make sure your battery lasts as long as you need it to. It's compatible with the Garmin Explorer app. All the InReach information is going to come through that. And this particular controller is actually, hold on, it's the wrong way, we'll move you out of the way. It's compatible with the Phoenix, Instinct, and Garmin Drive Track series. So the Instinct series, which is my Garmin Instinct watch, is going to work with this Alpha 200i. So excited to see how that works and those functions. So right out of the box we have, it looks like, a 110 plug for the charging for this product, it's got USB plug, so I'm assuming it's a USB charger function. It looks like we've got the belt or vest clip for the back of the remote. User manual, pretty important. We're going to read through that extensively. A lot of the previous devices I've worked with, I've had to read through a lot of this information. I know we don't like to read, guys and gals, but this is important. You get in the field, you read this over and over again, play with your products before you get out in the field and use them, because if you don't know how they work, you're going to run into issues that you're going to blame on the product and then eventually come back and read and learn about because of your frustration. So make sure you read all the instructions in the instruction manual. If you've already worked with a Garmin product, you probably have an extensive knowledge of this already from all the trials and errors that you've gone through in the field, but I highly suggest reading through this information to make sure you're familiar with your product before you start using it, and play with it before you get out in the field and hunt, because that's super important. We have the charging cable. It goes with the charger antenna for the top of that device, and the component itself. Let's get this out of the bag and take a look. We'll just stick this back in here so you guys can see what we're working with. Should be pretty easy to screw right on here, get it going. All right, so we've got that ready to turn on and communicate. We'll have to get a satellite signal and stuff if we want to start playing with the tracking and stuff, but for right now we're just getting this stuff put together and showing you what's in the box. Not a huge controller, about the same size as the other unit I was working with from another manufacturer. Somewhat hefty, but we'll see how this all works once we start playing with it some more. The clips out of the bag here. So it looks like hooks on right there. This would be your belt or vest clip. Actually opens here to try to figure out how that goes on the back of this. Looks like maybe, oh, there we go. This slides on nice and quick from the bottom up. Clips on, and you're ready to go. Getting it off of there. Just pull from the bottom once you get that clipped on. So if you can't see that, I did that the first time. You just slide that in from the bottom of the attachment and snaps right into place. If you want to take it off, just pull the bottom, push down from the top, and slide that right back off, just in case. I mean, if you get a lanyard or something, you want to run it with the clip off. Pretty easy to take on and off, so that's ready to go. I like to run my controller on a lanyard, which is not provided in the box. It's kind of surprising. I'll have to get some kind of a lanyard to loop through. They do have a place for it, I think. No, is that? I can't see, but it doesn't look like that actually goes through to the other side of that. Huh, interesting. So I don't know where you would run a lanyard on this. All right, well anyway, we'll figure that out, see if we can get that to work. I like to run a lanyard on my remotes because I like to have it wrapped around my vest strap and clipped on, just in case the strap breaks or the clip breaks off, or I just want to drop it. So, you know, if you have the lanyard on there, what's nice about that is if you sitting here looking into a remote, all of a sudden dog goes on point, you're going to drop that lanyard. I don't want to have to monkey around with trying to clip that back on my vest. I'm going to drop that, it's hanging on the lanyard, I can get up there, make the shot, and then get this back into position on my vest. So we'll see if we can't figure out how to get a lanyard on this. So real quick, on this component itself, it looks like we've got the belt clip on, power button on this side, toggle switches on the side to go up and down through your menu options, I imagine, and then probably an execute button to choose your option. Some other customizable buttons on the front here. I think it's just a 3.5-inch touch screen on the front of this device. Pretty nice big touch screen. Just to kind of give you an idea for size comparison, that new Alpha 10's a little bit bigger than this inReach Mini. So obviously this Alpha 200i's quite a bit bigger, but if you're looking for a device that's going to give you a pretty nice size display, this looks like it's going to function pretty well for that. So the inReach SOS button on the side here, once you get that inReach account set up and you're running that information through this device, you can punch that device. If you fall off the side of a mountain, break your leg in a prairie dog hole or whatever, you can get someone out there to help you out and drag your tail out of the field. On the back, you've got a little D-loop clip to take the back of this device off. Let's turn that real quick so it turns counterclockwise, pops that off. Battery goes in the back. Looks like the charger port is right underneath that, so nice convenient. That's USB charger port. Convenient location there. Nice little waterproof plug. Throw this back on. And we got that key loop turned the wrong way. Turn that back into place. Put that back in. Power covered up. All right, so that's the remote. This information over here. USB plug real quick. Looks like this plug comes with two different USB ports, so if the collar is USB charged, which I assume it is, there is an option for that. We can throw both of these components on one plug, one 110 plug, and charge them at the same time. So if you're charging them in your house, your hotel room, your car, if it has a 110 outlet, you can charge both of those components at once. So that's a pretty nice option. So we've got that ready to go. Set those aside. Put this in the box. Make sure we save all that. Alpha 200i with training, owner's manual. Like I said, we're going to go through this pretty extensively, check out all the features, information, and we'll report back on all of those as we go through it. Highlight some of the stuff we really like, see if there's any problems with it, and go through a lot of those features with you so you can kind of see what the capabilities are of the entire unit, both components working together. So we'll keep hold of that, make sure we start reading that today. Let's jump into the box with the collar. So right up front they've got a note in here. Anyway, read it. It's got a little extra information for you there. And on the back of it, read instructions before beginning to use your product. So they encourage that because they don't want you to get into it, have issues, waste time calling their support line, and have them give you the information that you already have in the user manuals that come along with these products. So this has the Garmin quick start manual. I imagine this is quite a bit thinner than the manual for the remote, that Alpha 200i, because a lot of the information about the functionality with the collar is included in this manual. So this just gets you started, helps you get into the collar setup, on and off functions and so forth, and then you start working with these components together. A lot of that information is going to be in the Alpha 200i manual. Charging cable, looks like it has functionality to be, well, this is USB straight up. I don't know where else you would plug this in at, but plugs into the USB mini adapter. This clips on the collar. Once we get that together, I say USB charging. What else is in here? This is the GPS component for the collar. The 110 plug with the USB outlet that this goes into. But like I said, if you're gonna have both of these together, reduce the components and just run both of these through this 110 outlet. You're ready to rock. We'll get those on the charger today and make sure everything's charged up, and we'll start playing with all the different features and learning about it. Can't stress that enough. Play with this stuff before you get out in the field. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So that's the charging cable. Oh, that's nice. It comes with your cigarette lighter adapter as well for USB charging. So if you don't have a 110 plug in your vehicle, you can at least charge one component at a time. Nice extra. Looks like we've got the wrench and the longer contact points for the collar. Go on the bottom here. Let's just go ahead and pull this out of the bag. So we've got short and long contact points for the collar. Most collars come with that option, just in case you have a dog with a little bit longer hair, fur. So looks like we need to string through the collar itself. Came with a red 3/4 inch plastic coated waterproof rubberized collar, 3/4 inch wide. I think everything's in there. Yep, it's everything. And we'll put that all back together here in a little bit, but we'll go ahead and run this through the collar. Make sure we have this going the right way. So this is going to go, run this up through. This might be fun getting this strung through. Looks like this is definitely just built for a 3/4 inch collar. So if you're going to get a different color collar for your dog, if you don't like the red, 3/4 inch, nothing wider, and not a lot thicker either, because this is a tight fit on this component. So let's see what we can do here. Get this strung through real quick. And you can do it. Probably cut a lot of this out. All right, we're through. So antenna for the GPS on this, and we're ready to rock. So we'll throw this on Libby. We'll get it fitted to her size, make our adjustments, make sure the contact points are hitting where we need them to. Libby's a short-haired pointer, so we'll just leave the short contact points on there and use that with her. But that's ready to go. We'll get it charged up along with the remote, make sure they're fully charged, and we'll start playing with the features. On the collar itself, it looks like the on-off button's on the inside, right by the contact points here. Yep, got red light. It is on. And green light blinking means go. So that's ready to sync up with our remote. I might try to do that here real quick. Move these charging cables out of the way. So let's power this up. Just smash the power button, and we've got the Garmin screen coming up. I'm sure we can adjust. So Garmin Alpha, warning in reach, tracking, messaging, and SOS require an active subscription. So you'll have to create a subscription for your Alpha 200i in reach capabilities to work with this. So all kinds of new cool options on the screen to play with. New hunt, dog list, waypoint manager, track manager. You can scroll over. Yep, I went to add dog. I guess we could go ahead and try to do that. Pair collar. Push that button. Press and hold the power key on the collar to put it in pairing mode. Okay, well, probably going to turn it off. Yep. So the collar needs to be off. It seems to be universal with all the Garmin products to pair with your remotes. First time using it though, so let's give it a shot here. So we're pressing and holding. All right, dog. So we've got the option to put in a new name. So I'm going to delete dog. Touchscreen, nice. You can move your cursor over to the right and delete that, and I'm going to punch in pretty decent size little buttons on this for your data entry. I've got pretty fat fingers, pretty big hands, so but I was able to quickly type in Libby's name and push the little check mark button down in the corner. You can see that. I don't want to take that away too fast. I don't know what the lighting's like, but anyway, we'll try to see if we can get some of these screens and grab them for our video review. And it says Libby successfully added. All right, so I'm not going to add more because I only have one collar, and that's all I'm going to use this year. And finish, and there we go. Libby is added, and I'm ready to track her. So we'll play with this device over the next week, go through all the features and make sure we understand what's going on. Wow, all kinds of new cool stuff to play with. Wow. And right now it says Libby has treed. Libby is standing still. So exciting stuff. It's got Libby listed across the top, like I said on here. It's got new hunt, dog list. Scroll over, it shows the inReach option in your menu. You can mark a waypoint, navigation, competition, timer, so what you're competing about there, but setup information, bird's eye contact. I think that's the satellite imagery that comes with this, so we'll check that out and let you know what that's all about. Training setup, location alerts. So you've got 1, 2, 3 different navigation screen options with pretty nice size icons. Pretty self-explanatory about what they are once you get into them and start examining the features. So hit the little compass button with the dog next to it. Now I've got my compass showing the arrows on where my dog is located: north, south, east, west. It says she's 27 feet away and treed. Well, that's a little bit off, but it's probably just not synced up with the satellite, or anyway, doesn't really matter. So we'll get all that figured out. Ooh, wow, so many features. Map setup, track devices setup, measured distance, lots of information. So there we go. Got the Garmin Alpha 200i remote. I'm going to start playing with that. So that's where we're at. Garmin TT15 mini dog collar, track and train, the Garmin Alpha 200i with inReach capabilities, ready to start testing and playing with before we head out to hunt this fall. If you want to find out more information about these two different components from Garmin, continue to follow us on YouTube. We'll have more feedback videos for you to watch, show you the features as we go through them and learn about them ourselves. And you know, if you're on the fence on whether or not you want to jump into the world of Garmin, this is going to give you kind of an inside view of what these devices are doing for us, a little bit deeper dive into the features. And if you have any questions, put them into the comment form. We'll try to see if we can't cover those features for you and give you answers to those questions as we go through these devices ourselves. Excited to try these out, and we'll let you know over the next couple of weeks throughout the season what we think, what's great, what's not so great, whatever we find on these Garmin devices. Brian's in the mountains right now testing out the new Garmin Alpha 10. Like I said, it's their newest device. It's a little bit bigger than the inReach Mini. So for a size comparison, if you're looking for something a little bit smaller, I believe it just has a black and white, kind of a smaller touchscreen, obviously, because it's quite a bit smaller. But so if you're looking for something that's a little bit smaller device-wise, take a look at the Alpha 10 as well. Check out Brian's review video on that Garmin Alpha 10, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks with some more information about this Garmin Alpha 200i and TT15 mini dog collar. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like our videos. Check out some of the other videos from Ultimate Upland. We had the new season of Way Upland Season 2 launched last week, and I think there are about 6 different episodes of that available right now. Brian fat bikes it across the Little Missouri National Grasslands in North Dakota with a little trailer on the back and 2 of his pups. So check those out. give us a like and comment on whatever you want to see for these devices, and we'll see what we can do with getting those questions covered for you, so you can get some good quality feedback on these Garmin devices. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.